Okay. What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Sunday edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Parrish Construction and Roofing. If you need an orthopedic, go to Brock. You need a roof, you call Parrish. Unique Physique, uniquephysique.com, Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com, and On Fire Athletes, platform powered by GameCoin. Here he comes.
Go this way.
I am shocked. That's what you would lead with today.
Dad,
Say what?
go this way.
Come see.
Go this way.
Go this way. Say good morning to everybody.
Hi.
You say hi to Dad's show?
Hi, Dad.
Okay.
Go this way.
Go this way. I love you so much. I love you so much. Where you going? Huh?
Go this way.
Okay. All right. All right. Drew's up. We're rocking and rolling here. Hope everybody had a great Saturday. Tiger baseball gets the sweep over OU. How about the 3 games in which they did it? You know, Cade Anderson complete game shutout, a game where the offense it really got going, which was great to see. And then game 3, a cold day where you managed to get through it on a day where there wasn't a whole lot of offense, but you know, that was kind of encouraging as well to see Chase Shores go out the way that he did and throw the way he did. Because man, if you get you're getting 5 shutout innings, well, let's see, they got on the board. No, they got on the 5 1-run innings, and the run was an unearned run. So. I mean, you'll take that every single Sunday, every game 3 of every series ever. Go this way. You come and say hi? Already did that, Dad. Already did that. So really good day for the Tigers. LSU baseball sweeps Oklahoma 10-2 through 4 weeks. Great pace, right? As you're thinking, like we always say, that benchmark of 20-10. You know, you're not even at the halfway mark of conference play, and you're already halfway to that number. So, you're pacing great. You only needed to use 2 bullpen arms all week. Relievers. Oklahoma used 6 relievers in game 2. So, on one hand, that's great that you got the wins and you made it through. On the other hand, definitely am still curious to see some of these other guys get out there and throw effectively in relief. So Tuesday you go on the road. You go on the road to take on Nichols. That's a game that was rescheduled from earlier in the year. That first midweek that got moved because of the weather. So my guess is Jay's going to try to get a lot of guys work on Tuesday at Nichols when nobody pitched this weekend. So, congrats to LSU Gymnastics, regional champions. So next weekend we'll have an opportunity. You know, the final 8 and then the 4 on the floor to go for back-to-back national championships. And it was amazing. They weren't their best and still scored a 198 and won the regional. So great to see. And then your championship game for college basketball set Monday. I don't know if y'all watched them, but man, Auburn led by 8 at half, blew that lead in the second half. So Florida advanced, and then Duke, one of the most epic collapses any of us could possibly imagine. When the Houston player committed the technical foul on the inbound play when he reached and slapped the ball out of the inbounding player's hands, I'm like, well, that's your ball game. And it ended up being like a 13-3 run for Houston in the final. Was the final 30 seconds or something like that? I mean, maybe not 30 seconds, but it was wild. I mean, you're just thinking, all right, they're just going to play out the string. It's the thing. Yeah, you foul, you pressure the ball. It's the thing that everybody always does. But you're too far down. You're just delaying the inevitable. And they just kept chipping. And you're like, oh my, they got the lead. Crazy. Anyway, okay, y'all, let's say some good morning, see what y'all got. Appreciate everybody for being here. Hey, Barry, good morning. Bubba, Brian, Randy, great weekend to be a Tiger fan. Yes, sir, sure is. Thomas, good morning. Hey, Michael, what's going on? Good morning. Bubba, great weekend sweeping the Sooners. Time to have my first crawfish of the year. There you go. It's a good day to do it, man. Garrett, big thanks to A&M for skull dragging Tennessee to win the series. I'm a little conflicted here. Texas A&M and Tennessee, Texas A&M and Tennessee played a doubleheader on Saturday. So in game one Friday, Tennessee no hit and run ruled Texas A&M in 7 innings. Being 10-0 in 7 innings, they run ruled them and threw a no hitter. They played a doubleheader on Saturday, and A&M won both games. They won 9-3, and then 17-6. They run ruled them in game 3. So I mentioned I'm conflicted. I'm very excited to see Tennessee lose. Obviously, now LSU leapfrogs Tennessee in the SEC standings, although the two teams play at the box coming up, so that'll take care of itself. But the other part of it is, like, A&M has that in them, right? Like, they're talented enough to do that. They were the preseason number 1 team in the country. And when you go on the road and win a series against Tennessee and the manner in which they did, I mean, it showed both ends of the spectrum, right? How awful A&M has been this year and hitting rock bottom by being shut out and run ruled, and then coming back to sweep a doubleheader, win the series, including a run rule of Tennessee on their home field. So, you still got to play a series at A&M later this year. And I was kind of looking at that before the season. Obviously, I was thinking LSU would not win that series. 24 hours ago, I was thinking LSU's got, like, just take the Sharpie and scribble a series win next to that. Now you're like, yep, that's the thing that this past week, I don't know if y'all saw it, but we put up the updated CWS odds at LouisianaSports.net because LSU had the best odds. A&M was like 25-1. They were like 10th. I mean, it's crazy. Like, despite the fact that they were 1-8 to start conference play, they still were among the favorites to win the national championship. It's crazy. Hey, Brennan, good morning. Jason, a real superstar of the show. Randall Hernandez, professional hitter. Does he have eligibility left after this year? Nope, he's done. Christian, morning. Who do you have in the women's national championship game today? I'll certainly be pulling hard for UConn. I am not a cheer for the conference person. Dawn Staley winning another championship does nothing to benefit LSU at all. It's a detriment to LSU's success. So I will absolutely be going for UConn. Probably will not watch the game, just candidly, but I'll look for the score afterwards and hope UConn wins it. Matt, huge series sweep for LSU. Who do you think top teams in the SEC? Yeah, I mean, it's pretty apparent. I mean, it's LSU, Tennessee, Arkansas, and I think Arkansas is probably the best team in the league right now, because they've shown the ability to hit, which has kind of been the thing that was their big question. For LSU, their big question remains, which is, do you have enough arms in the bullpen? And they've been able to mask that so far, which is amazing. I mean, they're 10-2 in the league, and it's amazing and phenomenal. And LSU can hit 1 through 9, and you've got dudes on the bench that are 300 hitters, and you've got plenty of arm talent, but you got to figure out your bullpen. And until you figure out your bullpen, I'd still say that's a big question on this team that if you're asking what their weaknesses, that's what they got to figure out. There you go, Thomas. We'll get it. Hey, Brett. Good morning. Sweep the Sooners. 2 great Final Four games. Carl the Cat. Need to get a song done to go this way. See if AI can do it. Hey, Ryan. Good morning. Yeah, man. The Duke game last night. Part of me looks and says, like, congratulations to Houston on the comeback. But it's one of those where it feels like an equally epic collapse, right? Hey, David, good morning. Thomas, Patrick, Guy Morgan, go Tigers. How about Florida and Houston last night? Amazing comebacks. Can't believe Houston did it. Me either. What was I got to see what that score was. Hang on. So I was watching that just in absolute, just dumbfounded how that thing unfolded. It was, let's see. I'm trying to see what the score. Here you go. Here's the score. So like, where was the technical? There it was. 1:14 was the technical foul. Duke makes the free throw to go up 6, and they have the ball. It was 67-61 at that point. And then Houston hits a 3 with 33 seconds. Duke turns it over on the inbound. Houston gets a 2 to get within a point. They foul, and Duke misses the free throw. And that's when Houston made both free throws with 19 seconds left to take the lead. How crazy was that? How crazy. Make your free throws, kids. Morning. Yeah, I did catch the Duke Houston game. It was incredible. Hey, Patrick. LSU gets commitment from Omaha for basketball. Well, I mean, we talked about it last week. So I think LSU's basketball transfer class, they're doing I think they're doing exactly what they need to do to rebuild the roster, and exactly what they said they were going to do. So they're going out, they're spending money. You absolutely had to get size. You did with Michael Nwoko from Mississippi State, 6'10", 245, who's a legit big, who can now complement Jalen Reed. You needed someone who can handle the ball, so you added DJ Thomas from UNLV, who's a top 10 player in the portal at any position. You had Rashad King from Northeastern, who is a 6'6" wing that can give you offense. And then you added, Max McKinnon from Portland, who's another 6'6" wing who can shoot, who's like 42% from 3 last year. So, you have sorry. So the Markel Sutton news just happened. Oh, thank you for okay, we got to get that up on the website. They hosted Markel Sutton this week. That's the transfer from Omaha. Please push, period. I will share on my text line. Cool. Thank you for the heads up on Sutton. I mean, that's another one that a lot of people wanted. I mean, Sutton averaged 19 points a game. He was conference player of the year, one of the top guys in the transfer portal rankings. I mean, they hosted him this week. He was also considering Nebraska. Crazy. Sorry, I'm just looking. I'm sorry, I'm kind of down this rabbit hole now, just looking at these portal rankings, and I'm just like, it's crazy because like LSU basketball has nothing to sell. They don't. I mean, they have nothing to sell to these players. You can't sell history. You can't sell tradition. You can't sell recent success. There's nothing for you to sell except here's a pile of cash. Do you want it? Do you want our pile of cash or somebody else's pile of cash? Oh, how about we make our pile of cash bigger than their pile of cash? Like, that's really what it comes down to right now. And so that's why I always kind of laugh when, like, for example, okay. When Blaine Bradford picked Ohio State last week, a lot of LSU fans were like, oh, he's just taking the money. Like, okay, hold on. First of all, how do you think LSU just landed the best portal class in the country in football? I'll use my line again. They're not here for the gumbo. Okay. But it's the same thing here, man. It's like your basketball program stinks. You were 3-15. You were second to last in the SEC. You have no attendance. You have no buy-in. You have no level of give a darn from your fans. But the check don't bounce. Randy, looking forward to another iconic Matty Mo dive into the pool after Natty 8. I'm here for it. Deal, Randy. Deal. Bet. Wendell, what up, Devin? Good morning. Randy, Cliff, good morning, y'all. Manny, Sean, good morning. Good is sweet. Good is sweet, good is sweet. Hey, bud.
Go this way.
Go this way. Player Goat, no bullpen work this weekend. What was Yeski's history in developing some of the young talent is what you're asking there. I mean, so Nate Yeski came to LSU with the reputation as one of the great pitching coaches in college baseball. Remember, Yeski was part of those great Oregon State teams. And like that 2017 Oregon State team that LSU beat twice. It's a great Oregon State team. He was the pitching coach. I mean, he's super accomplished, and Jay had him in Arizona, and then he went to A&M before LSU hired him. Well, I mean, it's got a great reputation, man. So, I mean, I feel good about Nate Yeski, but, there's been a little disconnect with some of these guys getting to throw strikes. Bailey, what's up? Truax, good morning. Go this way is the Cajun equivalent of walk this way. A&M beating Tennessee was shocking. It was shocking. But that's baseball. Bubba, hate to say it, but the refs in the Auburn-Florida game had me cheering for Florida by the end of the game. Felt dirty and unnatural. Let's see. Dustin Balello, good morning. David, LSU is a little breathing room. Might be all we need before the season's over. This week will be interesting for LSU going to Auburn. Another road series. This is the one spot on the schedule where you play back-to-back road series. You go to Auburn, and then you get Alabama at home, and then you're home against Tennessee. Then you're at A&M, home against Arkansas, and you're at South Carolina. So the grind is coming, right? The A&M series looks dramatically different now, having to go to College Station. Thankfully, you get Tennessee and Arkansas at the box. But yes, like I don't think you're keeping this pace, where you've swept 3 of your first 4 series. I don't think you're keeping this pace throughout. But yes, you've given yourself a cushion. Won the series last year against A&M in the box when they were number 1 in the country. Going on the road is different, Randy. I mean, that's why, one of the big questions, we had about LSU coming in this weekend was, could you go win a road series, or a true road series? I mean, you've done that once this year and you lost the series to Texas, and your bullpen wilted in game 2. So going on the road and sweeping the series is awesome. You checked that box. You handled the elements and everything going on the road and winning that series. A true number 1 arm in Kyson Witherspoon. So, I mean, that's awesome. It's still more difficult to go on the road, man. Let's see. What was Yeski's track record last season developing pitchers in season? That's key to this season. I mean, look at what happened last year as the season went along, man. You ended up having 8 pitchers drafted, which was a record. Your guys did improve as the season went along. You were able to carve out roles. I think sometimes we tend to focus on the disappointments, like Cam Johnson not developing. But look, he's still struggling in Oklahoma. But when the season started, Gage Jump wasn't your ace. He became that by the end of the season. Luke Holman was steady for you all year. But Thatcher Hurd was a guy you thought was going to be your front of the rotation guy. Didn't, but by the end of the season was contributing for you again. Obviously Griffin Herring was awesome. What? Willie the Giant. Okay. Ray, I hope that didn't wake up a sleeping giant. Are you talking about with A&M? Might have, man. I mean, the talent is undeniable there. Mark, I didn't go to Kid Rock last night. Come on. A&M taking 2 from the Vols. Who would have thought it? That's why baseball is the best. On any given week, it can happen. Yes. It's the only sport where Southern can beat LSU. It is. Because there's many different ways stylistically you can win. It's not always about physicality. Like, I'm not picking on Southern. I'm just using 2 very polar opposite talent gap, resources, all that stuff. So it's why you don't ever melt or freak out when you lose a midweek game. It doesn't mean you're a terrible team. It just means on that day, whatever. Hey, Jordan. Got to include Texas too. Ryan, LSU got that Omaha Summit League Player of the Year. Just talked about that crazy good news, of course. Guy Brooks, Drew's good, man. Thanks for asking. Hey, Lance, good morning. 76 Team Drew. Thank you, Survivor's Horse. Appreciate that, man. Ryan Amanda Gidry, good morning. Spurge, good morning. Ched, good morning. Joe, crazy how 1-9 team can get no hit and 10-run ruled one night, come back and hit 57 homers the next day. What? Mick? You want to come say hi to everybody? You want to come say hi? Mick. You don't want to say hi? Nope, he's gone. He gone. I Try to get him to say hi. He said hi at the very beginning of the show. So if you join late, you missed Drew at the very beginning. Sambo. Tennessee baseball looked good this weekend. Sambo, perhaps you missed that they got swept in a doubleheader yesterday at home against A&M. Charles Coleman, Don Staley's a beast, just saying. C-Mac, good chance LSU's never played an SEC series without giving up a single run. Pretty remarkable. Wait, C-Mac, I'm missing. Wait. Oh, earned run. Sorry. We had to read it more carefully. A single earned run. That sounds like a job for Todd Polites to go dig deep into there and find that. Patrick Cason, good morning. Mike Meir, guess it was due to weather. Streaming kept cutting off throughout the 9 innings. Still on all, was able to follow the game. That was happening sometimes. I found it happened more in game 2. Hey, Miracle, hit that like button yet. Thank you so much.
The 104.5 ESPN live stream
Correct.
Driven by Bayou Ford.
Load. All right, if you're on my text line, you just got the text about the Summit League Player of the Year. Markel Sutton signing with LSU. Newt, Guidry, hopefully Schmidt and or Ware gets it together. That's the look. I mean, Guidry right now is an asterisk, right? But I would say Newt on top of Evans and Cowan. Newt, Ware, Schmidt would be the ones. And then you throw Guidry on top of that. That's who you're hoping for. What?
Yeah.
Mickey. Okay. Oh, Mick. Mick. We're just going by Mick. Mickey Mouse is we're just going by Mick. And Drew wants to know everybody's full name. He's in this thing where he wants to know like full names, like middle name and everything. So we have to make up full names for people. So Mickey Mouse, Erica made up Mick Marcantel McFarland. So Mickey Mouse in our home is known as Mick Marcantel McFarland. I'm like, Erica, why couldn't you just come up with like Mick Mickerson or something like that? Like just make it super easy to remember. Because if we don't remember, get it right, then he'll be like, like because he remembers. Club, what up? Cortland. Must have been, yeah. See, this is why it's hard sometimes when I'm like behind on comments, and then I'm going back to convos that were like 10 minutes ago. With portal additions and signing class, early prediction for men's basketball. I mean, Lance, you've got to be a tournament team, right? See, here's the thing, okay? Like, this is the very important thing to remember. Excuse me. So, this is very exciting what LSU is adding via the portal. And they're building a roster and they're spending, equivalent with what they're going to need to spend to put a competitive team on the floor, which clearly they're doing. But they're not going to spend more than Kentucky or Arkansas or Auburn or Alabama or Florida. So, like, you're not going to be at the top of the league. So do I think the team you're putting together of G5 transfers and things like that are going to be the mid-major transfers are going to make you all of a sudden a national title contender? I do not. But is this a team that's going to be capable of being above 500 in the SEC and making the NCAA tournament and hopefully going on a run? Yeah. I think that's a realistic expectation. I mean, I would say the baseline is you better be in the tournament next year. They can sell all the good seats in Tiger Stadium when the sun sets in the western sky. Brian, look at the men's Final Four. LSU's in close few of those teams. That's true. Good is sweet. I mean, you didn't even look at the Final Four for that. I mean, all you got to do is watch the team play this year. Tigers never trailed in the OU series. Impressive for a top 10 road matchup. Very true. Hope we have resources for sports that can win titles. They do, Cortland. I mean, like, y'all, I mean, listen, I have very much been plugged in on all of the NIL conversations for years now. Like, this isn't like a back pat or anything. It's just, and I'll tell you what it stems from. It's like, number one, I'm interested in it. Like, I like business and money and sport, like how that all works in the business of sports. I'm interested by all that, right? Like the front office component of it all. I know not everybody cares. I do. I think that's interesting to me. So I follow it. And then when NIL was starting, y'all might remember I did that podcast with Pixley. It was the Rosters to Riches podcast. It was an NIL podcast. Well, 4 or 5 years ago, nobody was really doing that. And, they were running Match Point, which was a connective medium to connect athletes and brands. And so we were doing the show, and a lot of people were trying to get their voice heard. And so we interviewed a ton of people, man. I got plugged in with heads of collectives. We had John Ruiz, the billionaire booster from Miami, came on our podcast. There were head coaches from all different sports, boosters, benefactors, athletic administrators, university administrators. I mean, it was, so I really got plugged into that ecosystem 4 or 5 years ago. And as a result, it's been very easy for me, relatively easy, to get a lot of information about how things are going. So, like when you say, I hope we have the resources for all the sports that can win titles, they're not ever going to put themselves at a position where, God bless you, where they don't have resources for football. Like, football is always going to be the kingpin, the thing that has to be the driver. So all of this started when football was very clearly lagging behind, is when they did the deal with TAF for TAF to fundraise for Bayou Traditions. And that was a conflict for a while, because whenever you have these groups that are all fundraising arms and they're all knocking on the same doors, they're competing. Although it's odd, because they're all trying to serve the same purpose, which is to raise money to make LSU better. But they're all, in essence, competing against each other as well, which is kind of a contradiction. Like, Matt Borman at TAF has to raise money for TAF. Well, at the same time, the collective needs to raise money to pay the players, and the LSU Foundation needs to raise money, and LSU alumni needs to raise money. And you all and there's donor fatigue. Like, you end up calling on the same people. And so, Gordy. So anyway, one of the real, like, seminal moments that got all this organized happened last June or July, whenever TAF and Bayou Traditions, TAF became the fundraising arm for Bayou Traditions. Now, that doesn't necessarily serve TAF, but it serves LSU. And if they had done that from the beginning, maybe LSU never falls behind. But I understand why it went that way. But all that to say, in this moment in time, your fundraising dramatically improved. The Underwood thing happened, which became a lightning rod that allowed LSU collectively, the collective and everybody, to go to the donor and say, this is why, like, this is what we're up against. This is why we need you to contribute money for the collective. And so you had this massive cash infusion, which gave them a surplus, more than they were going to be able to spend on football in this portal cycle. They still nailed the portal cycle. You had cash left over, which you're able now to spend, because the collective is flush with cash. You're able to spend for basketball right now as well. And you have to dump all this money in the market right now, because coming up on July 1, whenever rev share goes into effect, you're not going to be able to just take collective dollars and dump it in as pay for play masked as NIL anymore. So you got to spend it all right now. So it all happened in this key moment in time, but it go this way, but it also go this way, but it also allowed LSU to structure deals to where they're always going to be playing from ahead. Go this way. But I'll tell you things like go this way. Like other sports have had to go fundraise themselves. Jay Johnson, Kim Mulkey, they're doing a lot. And I'll tell you, that's one of the things that cost Matt McMahon. Like, he was not as effective as Mulkey and Jay Johnson, no kidding, right? At going and fundraising for his own sport. Mulkey wants a player. She knows who to go call to make sure she gets what she needs. Jay Johnson worked his behind off to fundraise for NIL for this class that they put together for this roster right now. Like, that wasn't all collective money just paying out. Like, a lot of that was Jay having to go knock on doors and do fundraisers. And I mean, when they went and played last year, that game in Biloxi, they went and played the fall ball in Biloxi. They used that as an opportunity as a fundraiser for NIL. Go this way. Go this way. Anyway, long way of answering. But they're not robbing Peter to pay Paul, Cortland. They're not go this way. They're not taking money away from football to allow basketball to win. Like, they're at a very healthy spot for the first time, really, in the NIL era. Hey, Mo, updates on men's basketball. Any targets? Well, we're just talking about Markel Sutton, who committed go this way. And go this way. And I don't know if they're done. I mean, I was told, had a good conversation this week, and I was told when they were sitting on four. Go this way. That they were going to add at least 2 more. So they've added 2 since then. Go this way.
Go this way.
Go this way. Like, I don't think they're going to add players just to add. I think it has to be strategic. But you could tell what they've done. They've added a point guard. They've added a big. They've added wing players. They've added a forward. Like, they've very strategically tried to build this roster with competent, experienced veteran players, 4th and 5th year guys, Go this way. What, baby? What, baby? Go this way. Okay. Yeah, thanks, Carl the Cat. Forgot to mention that. Congrats, Big Sil, inducted or elected. She hasn't been inducted yet. She's been elected. So she's elected to the Naismith Hall of Fame. That happened yesterday, so congrats to her.
Go this way.
Drew, I've said it 10,000 times.
Go this way.
Go this way. Looks like he's about to fall asleep standing up. Hey, Kirk, what's going on? Does he say that all day? Yeah, Ronnie, he does. Not as much as it's not like he does like on this show. Like, I don't say it 10,000 times in an hour, right? But throughout the day, periodically, he'll come up to me, Daddy, say it. Like, periodically. Hey, Robbie, good morning. My wish for the Saints to draft Tyler Warren, number 9, Jackson Dart in round 2. I have a feeling Dart will be drafted by the Steelers in round 1. Be interesting. I mean, what if the Steelers end up signing Aaron Rodgers? Could be different. And I'd be great with Tyler Warren at 9. If that's the route they go and Dart's there at 40 and they take him, I'm perfectly fine with that. Hey, Austin, good morning. Mark, Pelicans host Orlando tonight at 6. What do we have to look forward to the final week? Losses. Ping pong balls. Losses. The NBA standings right now, the league standings. The New Orleans Pelicans have presently the fourth worst record. Jazz, Wizards, Hornets, then Pelicans. And then Sixers, Nets, Raptors. Those are all the teams that have been eliminated already. But pulling for ping pong balls. Oh, no. Oh, no. Go this way. Did that delete? Oh, there we are. I was like, did I delete that? I just minimized the window. Whoop. Oh, man. I gotta go find my oh gosh. All right, let me get going a little quickly here. Please smash the like button if you would, subscribe to the channel. Oh, you know what I forgot to do too? And Thomas, we almost broke the streak, dude. I forgot. Here we go.
Parish Construction and Roofing. At Parish, we got you covered. From the top of your roof, all the way down. Parish Construction and Roofing. Parish built. Parish built. Parish built. From your hometown. ParishBuilt.com.
All right, Parish Construction and Roofing. If you need North Peters, remember you go to Brock, you need a roof, you call Parish. Giving away 10 grand over at Parish. 10 grand cash. No catch. All you got to do is sign up for a free, no obligation roofing inspection. Go to parishbuilt.com. Parishbuilt.com. Trying to find where we are. Cody Curiel is so good. Wish he wasn't a draft eligible sophomore. 2 years better than zero. Go this way. I thought Curiel was here for 3. Okay, he would be a draft eligible sophomore. Forgive me, I overlooked that note on him. All right, so you got who are we talking about that is here for 3? Schmidt's here for 3. Who am I? Who am I forgetting? Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, yes, I'll take 2 years. Absolutely. Hey, Matt, let's see. Saw Bobby Hebert at Barnes & Noble in Metairie buying an NFL draft magazine. Bobby took time to talk about the Saints draft selfie. Bobby's an awesome guy who did. Yeah, man, Bobby's a great dude. Love Bobby. Got to hang out with Bobby and T-Bob at the Jaws and Cigars, Erlacher, Jaws. Go this way. You look like you're about to fall asleep. Go this way. Go, whoa, 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 this way. Are you about to fall asleep? I can tell. You slept so long. Why are you falling asleep right now? Do you want to go get in Drew's bed?
No.
Okay. He looks like he's about to fall asleep. Prods up. What's going on? Reed Rule. Happy Sunday. Is Calvin a rotation guy next season? Maybe. Remember, Cowan is a junior, so it's his draft year. Go this way. It's his draft year, so it will be interesting to see if he signs, which I would assume he will. There could be an NIL component where, for a guy that throws 92, who's really a two-pitch guy, that he doesn't have a huge professional upside. Maybe he stays at LSU another season, makes some NIL rev share money, whatever, and pitches another year at LSU. That could be the route he goes. Remember, it is his draft year. And if he comes back, I mean, listen, Kason Evans and William Schmidt are obviously going to be the guys that you're thinking are at the forefront of your rotation next year. And then you're probably going into the portal as well to look for I mean, the same way you went and got Ianson this year. Goodness we. For a starter. I don't know that I believe Cowan is a weekend rotation piece in the SEC for all the reasons we've talked about. It's fastball changeup. The fastball doesn't overpower you. The changeup's a really good pitch, but once guys see it multiple times, it's going to be harder to get good hitters out, which is why I don't know that you see him extending 2 and 3 times through a lineup. Could he? Sure. Does that work better at Wofford? Absolutely. SEC is a little bit different animal. Go this way. B. Lorkey, 5 pitchers being used in a weekend sweep of an SC opponent at the opponent's home is wild work. It is. Matt, do you have interest in the UFL? I don't. Hey, Kevin, what's going on? Good to see you. Randy C. Mac already asked Todd. He looked back to 92. Can't find a conference series where LSU didn't surrender a single earned run. That's amazing. If the great Todd Politz has spoken, then I'm good with it. Jordan tops in the SC: Arkansas, Texas, LSU, Georgia. Not having Tennessee in that mix is just a real miss there, Jordan. Did Drew use the ball of his go this way since yesterday morning?
Go this way. Daddy will say it.
Daddy will say what, baby?
Go this way.
Oh, I never heard that before. Go
This way.
Go this way. I love you. All right, y'all. We are really far behind on comments. I'll go to the bottom and then go up a little bit here. Let's see. Patrick, who you have tomorrow night, Florida or Houston? Houston. Hey, Dad. Good morning. What term is draft eligible sophomore? No, it's you. If you turn 21 before the draft, you're eligible. Devin, I don't want Dart. I'd rather have viewers. I think a lot of it is just listen, Devin. I'd be good with either of them. Honest. I think both have traits that are good. Both have traits that aren't right. I think so much of it is just where in the draft. Like, would you rather use the 9th pick on Jackson Dart or a 3rd round pick on Quinn Ewers? I'd rather the 3rd round pick on Quinn Ewers. I think it's really going to be situational, right? Kirk, I have to give a shout out. Roof is 13 years old. Might need y'all to come look at it. We're there, dude. Come holler. Parishbuilt.com. Parishbuilt.com. We'll be there.
Go this way.
Go this way. So Parrish doesn't have to knock on doors, but Jay Johnson does. 85 down. Rooney, shout out. Have a great day. Thank you, man. Mark, let's see. My father is a ticket collector. Do you know if LSU baseball still prints tickets? I can tell you for a fact I know they do still have physical tickets. Because Guarantee has many tickets throughout the stadium, and so I see them. Let's see. Skip went 5'11", one of the greatest feats in college sports. Should have hired Todd Golden. Has Florida in the championship game. You know what has helped Todd Golden, though, Patrick, is the fact that they spent $8 million on their roster. That helps, too. And also Todd Golden allegedly committed very many nefarious acts, and they've done a good job of sweeping that under the rug because his basketball team is winning. But I also think that given what we read, accounts from female students at the University of Florida, he sounds like a real creeper, man, and probably doing some illegal stuff. Go this way. Newton Binge might be 9 and 10. Myers would be nails if he could throw strikes. If Myers could throw strikes. Ugh. It would be interesting to see a breakdown of how organizations rank in NIL money. Yeah, Joe, it's just nobody, because collectives are private entities, that's not public and they're not going to put it out there for a lot of reasons. Notably, they don't want other schools knowing what they have that could be perceived as a competitive advantage or disadvantage. So, I mean, I'll tell you, there are people who have called from, like, go this way. Like when I disclose numbers that I hear, go this way. There are times where go this way or go watch your iPad. I mean, there's times where people haven't been super pumped about me putting numbers out there. Because, I mean, for some obvious reasons, right? Like negotiations, current guys on the roster, hearing that a transfer got this, now they come back and like, there's a lot of reasons why sometimes you don't want numbers out. But my feeling is, number one, my job is to serve my audience. And so if there's information that go this way, that I feel is newsworthy and relevant, I'll share it. But also, like, if we don't think that guys in the locker room are talking about what they're getting, that's, I mean, if I know, agents know, they're spreading word, what's the market, what's this school paying, what do they have? Like, they're all leveraging deals, you know. And I'm going to be fascinated to see what happens when rev share goes into play and NIL, pay for play under the guise of NIL through collectives, goes away. Because that's legally, that's going to go away. But my contention, this is just my opinion, is that you're still going to have boosters that are going to funnel money to players to get players and athletes to their school to help them win. And so it just goes back to being under the table. Like, how is that structured? I don't know. Like, are we back to the days of the bagmen with bags of cash so you can't trace it? I don't know. I don't know how it's going to look. But what I do know is if school A and school B are going after a player that they both want, and booster from school A, and like the rev share number is the same, whatever, and school A has a booster that's willing to, you know, they're going to find a way to get it done. And that's not unique to LSU or anywhere. That's what it's going to be. It's because how it's always been. Joel, how alarming is it coaches only feel confident in 5 arms? Skip said, you know your team by tax day. He said you need 8 arms to make a run. I think, Joel, it's the big question on this team. Go this way. I think it is the big question on this team. And I think with your hot start, what you've done is you've bought yourself time to allow guys to continue to develop. You get 6 more weeks of SEC play. Then the SEC tournament, regional, super regional, Omaha. I mean, it's the beginning of April. You know what I mean? You've still got 2 months to see guys develop into roles and really, and hopefully get Guidry back. And, you know, you're hopeful to see go this way. Who is that? I may have to wrap this up, y'all. Go get to Dadden on the weekend. So, all right. Do me a favor, please smash the like button if y'all would. Subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. All of our great sponsors are linked in the description on YouTube and tagged on Facebook. Shout out to Brock. If you need an orthopedist, you go to Brock. They're the best. Locations all over Greater Baton Rouge, including the Brock in Tangipahoa. If you need a roof, we'd love to help you out all over the state of Louisiana. Parish Construction and Roofing. Go to parishbuilt.com. As a reminder, we are giving away $10,000 cash money. All you have to do is sign up for a free no obligation roofing inspection. Here, I'll post the link for all the deets on that, but it is that easy. Everyone who signs up for inspection, you're entered to win 10 grand. Whether you hire us, whether you have damage, replace your any of that stuff. There's no purchase necessary whatsoever. Just sign up for the inspection. That's how you enter. You go to parishbuilt.com to sign up. Unique Physique, Restored Motions, Core Semaglutide, Tirzepatide, the once-a-week injections for weight loss, uniquephysique.com. And, of course, go see Crystal Poche at Restored Motion. She'll get you right like she did me. High five.
Go this way.
Go this way. Okay. Y'all have an awesome day. We'll see you. Peace.